cards and how you can utilize these to your advantage to basically increase overall. Now, this is something that you set up in your YouTube description and when you're basically uploading it. That's why it's relevant. But basically speaking, it's an opportunity, both of these are an opportunity to keep people watching longer and basically have them cycle through your content longer, which, as we recall back from a previous lecture, is one of the things that basically ranks you higher in the algorithm, which will basically increase your views, your subscribers, and your overall revenue, right? And continuously bringing it in. So very, very important stuff. Don't overlook this. Now, end screens, put simply, are right here in the end screen thing. Now, you'll see here that I don't have an end screen on my latest video because I've been testing out a theory to see if it works. A lot of this information that I put into these courses, I don't just make up or just kind of film, willy-nilly. I either take other courses like I've talked about with Graham Stephan and a lot of the other YouTube courses, and then basically report back what I find about those other, insightful things from other content creators that are doing really great things. A lot of it's anecdotal experience myself, and a lot of it's experiments and split testing, and that's exactly what I do here. So I'm always doing this, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube or, online e-commerce and reselling, whatever, trying to figure out different things and see how different things work so I can report back to you with that information. That's why I'm currently testing no end screens right now. So I'm seeing if it plays a part on the video, if my videos that have end screens do significantly well or a lot better than the videos that don't, to cycle through to prove that theory, right? We can know these things, we can understand the algorithm and how it's supposed to work, but I do want to test them to be sure. So that's what I'm doing right here. So go back to the majority of my videos that all have end screens right here. Well, what is an end screen? An end screen is something that you put at the end of your video, and basically what it is, if we kind of show you this video right here,
if you use the popular Sage,
I'll show you exactly what I mean. If you're unfamiliar with end screens, if you know what they are, then just stay along because it'll be here. We'll be done here in a second. And this is the end screen popping up right here, right? And then it just gives you an opportunity to click other videos at the end of the video to cycle people back through other content, right? So they could potentially click this video and then end up on another one of my videos, right? It's very beneficial for you as a YouTuber. So the way that you can get an end screen is obviously you can create it if you're good enough to do that, or you can simply go over to Fiverr.com and order an end screen super, super cheap. Just type in YouTube end screen. I think I bought this one for like $5 or $10 or whatever it was. And I had one before that was like $5 or $10. Very, very, very cheap. There's also websites out there where you can create your own and kind of drag and drop stuff, but I won't touch on them too much. Now, put simply, you just add an element here, so you can add a video or a playlist. You can add a subscribe button, which is a circle. You can also add your channel or somebody else's channel, and you can also add a link to an approved website. So if you have a link or you want to drive traffic off YouTube, we already talked about why you probably don't want to do that necessarily all the time, but you can do that there as well if you have a linked website. So right here, obviously you see it, you could just drag and drop them, and that's exactly what I did, right? So we have my most recent upload right here, and then we have we have a playlist right here, but it says it's missing right now. So that's basically end screens in a nutshell, why you want to utilize them to your advantage. Now, cards. So let's talk a little bit about cards. Now, I don't always use cards, but when I do, there's a reason for it. So if you come to the cards here, you'll see that this right here, Online Arbitrage Profit and Taxes, is dropped at 7 minutes and 14 seconds. So I recommend that you use cards because it's an opportunity to drive people off of YouTube, and this is how you put them in right here, from your video so that you can keep them watching your content longer. So 2 ways to use cards, and a lot of people will come in and they'll just throw random cards in their video, and that is not what you want to do. Do not do that, because then you're throwing random cards in there and nobody's going to click them because they don't know what they are and they're irrelevant and they're not relevant to what you're talking about at that point in time. Instead, what I recommend that you do is you do one of 2 things. So first and foremost, you can either go to your analytics in your YouTube channel, see when your audience tends to stop watching, so what your viewer retention is. Mine tends to be anywhere from I think 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes now. So what I would do then is I might come in and add, if my viewer retention, my average view duration on a video is 4 minutes, right? Well, then I might drop a card at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, right? Why would I do that? Because that gives me another opportunity, if I drop a card at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, to potentially keep that viewer watching another video of mine, right? That's keeping them on my channel and accumulating more watch time for my channel. So that's a great method that you can do. Another method that you can do is don't just drop a random card randomly, right? If you watch here that I probably referenced this playlist right before, and that's something that you can do in your video. So pretend I'm filming a YouTube video right now, right? And I say, and I actually, you know, oh, we're talking about YouTube subscribers and YouTube subs and how you grow. And I actually did a video specifically on how you can grow on YouTube with a small channel. If you want to check that video out, I'll drop it as a card up in the right-hand corner right now. Boom, you drop the card right here in post. That's how you keep them watching longer. Now, this is super underutilized, and it's a great technique. So let's go through and see if I actually say something here right before this playlist you're actually making. I also have a spreadsheet where I talk about that in depth. If you guys are interested in any of my spreadsheets, I will drop the playlist to actually, you know, keeping track of the online arbitrage up in the right hand corner right now, and I'll also link that in the description below. Boom, there you see the card dropped. Relevant, I referenced it. People know what's coming, and anybody interested in it is clearly going to click that, go watch that playlist, and I'm going to cycle them through more of my content. So I don't just do this randomly, like I said. I do it in specific spots where I reference stuff to keep them watching longer. But if you don't do that, you don't want to do that in your videos, then just find where your viewer retention tends to drop off, what your audience retention is, and put the card a little bit before that. I also like to put a card at the end, closer to the end of my videos. Just make sure that it's relevant, right? You're not going to drop like a YouTube, you know, growth tips video on an Instagram growth tips, you know, video playlist or something like that, right? It doesn't make sense. Make sure that it's relevant. But I highly recommend that you use both end screen and cards. It will help you keep viewers watching longer and obviously help you rank better with your videos.